Alright, some things have changed since the last time I made a video. There's now 2 El Caminos in the shop. The JZ is fully stripped down. There's another JZ I'm not going to talk about yet. And I picked up an Aristo transmission. So this JZ with the rear sump sitting on top of it is the one that was on the stand last video. And we tore it all the way down. The rods, pistons are out of it. Crank's still in it. The head is stripped. I got the head over here. There's no cams, valves, buckets, nothing of it is left in the head. I was back here. I was cleaning up the valves, getting them all nice and clean. I got everything labeled, so don't worry about that. But this is the El Camino we did the LS to. Really clean car. There's the LS and the El Camino. I didn't really get a chance to film the process because we ran into a couple of difficulties, and it was kind of frustrating. But this is the 0253 and 4L60 out of a Sierra, and it is now sitting in the 85 Conquista. So the only issues I'm running into so far is, you can see there's no alternator on it, because the alternator, which is over here on the floor, you can see where I marked it with yellow paint to see where it was hitting, but it hits the hood. So I have 2 options. I can either cut the hood where I'm marked, which I took the insulation down, so you never see this if I don't cut it, and hope it clears, or I have to buy a relocation bracket to guarantee it'll clear, or go with a cowl hood. And I don't really want a cowl hood because I can't afford one right now. And this hood's in really good shape. The paint's perfect on it. The other thing is the intake does not fit with this. It's on the ground right there. That little, I guess like a purge or something, solenoid or whatever. It's weird, but it goes under that cover, and it doesn't clear. So I took that off and I put the cover on, and the cover still doesn't clear. So I'm gonna have to go with a LS1 style intake manifold off of like a Camaro or a Vet or GTO or something like that, to go with that, so it's lower profile and will clear the hood. So then the only remaining issue is the alternator. Everything else is going fairly well. I still have to do the fuel pump, which I'll do a video on that, because there's no videos out there of it, and I figured out what I need to do to run the fuel system on this, and I think it might help some people. The other thing is the wiring harness. I have a guy who's going to be doing that for me and deleting the vats out of the system, so it'll be all ready to fire up. And all I got to do is I got to buy the AC bracket to mount the AC right next to the oil fill right there. Then I have the factory AC stuff off the El Camino right there, so we'll put that right back on there and have air conditioning. That's what all that wiring is for, is air conditioning, your tack, your gauges, stuff like that. For the stock motor, I have to integrate that to the LS so that my gauge cluster will work, because this car actually has, I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually got the tachometer, the 4 center gauges, and the speedometer in this car. So it's a fully optioned car, which is kind of rad. They're hard to find like that. But yeah, we've got the LS in the car. That was the hardest thing. Headers cleared with the Camaro headers. It would not clear with the truck headers, or stock manifolds, sorry. So I had to put the Camaro manifolds on it. But everything else looks like it'll work. I believe the factory radiator will work, with the fan shroud being that that's a mechanical fan, and I didn't want to go electric on it yet. So hopefully really soon I'll have another update. I know it's a short video. The JZ Elco is about the same. I haven't changed anything on it yet, other than the fact that I stripped the motor down, and I picked up this low mileage Aristo transmission that was imported from Japan. It was behind a buddy of mine's GTE swap for his 240. I had to think of what that was. Yeah, it was 240. So that's his spare block right there. He's building under the towel, but mine's the one with the paint on it. And I've got some plans for that motor real soon, and that should be an interesting video coming up. And I really just want to go ahead and get this motor in this car and start working on what I need to do for the mounts, because it doesn't look too hard, but it also doesn't look real easy at the same time. So a lot of work for this one. Very minimal work for this one. This one's just about ready to be on the road, because this is actually a really nice car. If y'all have any suggestions for anything that might help me out, throw them down in the comments. I would love to know about brands that I'm missing out on, or products I don't know about that would make my life easier when it comes to stuff like this. And y'all are pretty smart about that, so I appreciate it. Looking forward to making another video on these two cars and the other ones we got. But for right now, this is just a short update just to fill y'all in. We do have the LS in the El Camino, and I am still making progress on it. It's just I did not have an opportunity to film it because it was kind of chaotic with the friends coming over to help and the issues we ran into. All right, y'all have a great day, and thanks for tuning in.